Scott, it's been about a month since we had a chance to talk about the Young Whitworth men's golf program. A lot has happened in between. Uh, Most importantly, the Northwest Conference Fall Classic. But just take us back through the last month of this fall season and where that leaves us now at the end of this fall.
Sure. Yeah, I mean, I would say overwhelmingly a very successful fall season. Our guys, very young, one veteran who's played in almost every tournament in his 3.5 years here at Whitworth, and then one returning sophomore who played in a little more than half of them, and then pretty much everyone else is brand new to our lineup, including a transfer, some brand new first years to campus, and then a couple of guys who were on the roster last year that just weren't in the lineup. So I would say tons of positives to take away from the fall season. I care more about, especially in the fall, what kind of scores we're shooting, not necessarily how we're finishing against other teams. In golf, you only can control so much, and I'm really proud of how many under par rounds our guys have shot, how many rounds around par, and then also the way we kind of took our lumps where we were playing really good in some events and then some negative momentum popped up and we battled through some of that and shot some scores that we weren't really proud of, I guess, in the way we finished. But at the end of the day, we have a lot we can work on and identifying some strengths and weaknesses in our game heading into the off season. And as far as the Fall Classic goes, obviously has a big impact on our ability to win the conference event or regular season conference title and advance to nationals, which is so far down the road that we try not to worry about too much. But we have a different scoring system now where it's an aggregate total. So basically add up the 6 rounds of golf between the 3 conference events, and whoever has the lowest score is the automatic qualifier, and we're still in the mix for that. So that's still a good thing, and I'm just really proud of the strides and the fact that we had a variance in the lineup from guy to guy, so a lot of people got that experience that they can take into the spring, and even more importantly, is down the road because we have such a young team.
You do have that unique schedule of a fall schedule and then a spring schedule. These 3 months coming up, what are the guys going to do to continue to get better as you prepare for the spring?
Sure. And it is unique, and I don't know if college golfers, across the country are given enough credit for that. We have 2 equal part seasons. There's not a off season or a little, a non-traditional season. It's season, and we're all year long, which requires a lot of work. So you're expected to come into the fall playing the best golf you have been in a long time because you just came off of a spring, a summer, and then the fall. And then that off season, we put in a lot of work. We do a strength and conditioning program. The guys do a lot of work on their own. Now with our new campus facility, the Piggott Golf Center gives us a unique opportunity to get a lot of work in. We try to keep that as a place, kind of a coach-free zone where the guys are able to get in there and just put some work in and have some fun. Golf is such a tedious game that the practices need to switch from preparing for tournaments to not only working on your game but also having some fun with it. Golf practicing is a lot like studying, where you're just tediously going over the same small skill over and over and over and over, and then you go to try to take all that work into what in the academic setting would be the exam, and then you use that exam to go back and study again. Unlike a lot of exams, though, you can forget it and move on to the next chapter, and in golf you have to go right back to what you were working on before that tournament. And so we have a big focus in our program to make the winters fun. The guys will play some intramural hoops. Some will even ski and snowboard, which I know is unconventional in college athletics. But my philosophy on that is you're only 18 to 23 years old once, and I want them to have the opportunity to be student athletes and also have a social life. We'll serve the community through some different volunteering efforts, and we'll attend some Pirate Hoops games and some swim meets and things like that to just be together as a group. And but most importantly, as far as the golf part goes, is just building on the momentum both as a team and individually, to carry into the spring season. And with this unique thing with this spring, you kind of almost the fall, even though it's equally important, kind of shows you where you're at, and then the winter is an opportunity to make those improvements and continue to make better what you're already good at, and then all kind of gears up to the spring. And one of the things we're very cautious of is not to burn people out in the wintertime. We want them to be excited, that anticipation of the spring season. So some time off from the game is also a good thing, and we're still able to spend some time as a group doing some fun things, both as a group and then informally with people across campus and whatnot. But we're excited about where the program's at, and we'll be ready to go when we start up again in the spring.